Good day, and how in the heck are you? Welcome to the latest and greatest edition of In a Nutshell. My name is Weissman, and we have the great good fortune of having with us today at the Comcast studio a fantastic group by the name of the Oscillators out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. And what I'd like to do, I'd like to ask each member of the Oscillators to step up to a mic, state your name. I know not all of you live in Kenosha, so state the name of the town in which you presently reside, and maybe a sentence or two about yourself. Can you all do that? Please.
All right.
Go Mel.
Hello there. My name is Melissa, and I live in Kenosha. Something about me. Well, I am 5'2", and my favorite color is yellow.
All right.
And you play the
I
violin?
play viola, actually.
Oh, viola. Sorry.
It's okay. It's very common.
I am Kimberly. I live in Kenosha as well with them and her and those guys back there. And I sell shoes
Cool.
and make music at night.
All right, cool. Next.
I'm Jaina, and I live in Kenosha, also with 4 of these other people. I'm a graphic designer out in Waterford.
Cool.
Very cool. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, just use or just shout.
Yeah, if you don't talk into the mic, no one will hear you.
I'm Chase Kilpatrick. I live in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. I play the trombone. I actually own 14 of them, and I very much love cats.
I think you're really close to the mic for that one.
Okay, thank you, James.
He does love cats.
Hey, I'm Sloan Hagan. I'm the vocal percussionist for the Oscillators. I'm from Kenosha, and I'm a computer nerd.
So that means you do vocals and you also play percussion?
Those two together, if they had a baby,
He makes the beats.
Beatbox.
that'd be what I do.
Really? I'm waiting to see this. Okay.
Oh, you'll see it.
Hello, I'm Andy Jepson. I play bass in the Oscillators.
Up a little closer to the mic, Andy.
I play bass in the Oscillators. My name's Andy Jepson. I live in Racine, Wisconsin, as of recently. And I also play guitar. I've been playing that much longer. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much, Andy. All right. And last but not least,
Hi, my name is Maxwell Melendrez. I live in Kenosha with the other 4 that said that. And I love going to shows in my free time, just out seeing live music.
cool, cool. Very good. Thank you very much. So now I would ask you guys to collectively play us a set, one of your sets of your wonderful music. And I'm just going to sit down here and soak it up.
that's a look at our club. And if you're talking hard, we got time to stir. Ain't the problem, though, baby, because it won't go. Look, suicidal happiness is at the minute. Yo, fuck them all you can before they take a chance. And the rumble's begun in my gut. I said it's sizzling, set fire to the fence, and I'm off. The flames are roaring on. Had my back this morning, put my soul into these chords, but here's the all exploring. Keep your eyes on what you're pursuing in the world full of facades and phony news included.
That one was called City Slacker. This next one is called Free.
Melissa? So I can get you in this a little bit easier. Thank you. That's good.
fit these molds, I am something new. I knew it all along, I need that ocean view. You can't cage these words, I need to clear my mind, escape from it all, so that I can find a place in this world. I know what I'll provide. I need to roam these lands, and I will survive, cause you have taught me well, and I will see you soon. But now I take that oath to pursue what's real. You are.
You are here and you are the Shiva effect. You are lost or betrayed, you're never coming back. Ooh, how to be something new.
When you're the careful heart, promise to never deceive it. Cracking them over dealing and pretty tight to believe it. Summer of freedom, man of the people. 16 as leaders, we're back in action, completing these tasks that we intend to achieve. And you better believe this Earth Squad request. Musicality, be aware of the brutality. But this is more than music, I believe it's all part of me, and that's where we're aiming. Should have majored in astrology. Divided these down the road, following, bound to grow, and the genre will let you know.
The Shiva effect. You are lost or betrayed, you're never coming back. How to be something
at the battle station. This step all your relative to recruit recruits the oxidation. When I want to work will beat the tongue to liver bright. Some such say that's life is what I'm told, but I'm not convinced. I see so much more. No one's alone. Say that once more. You heard the tone. No one's alone. Baby, see, I wonder what the person postures from everything perfects making breakfast and philosophy for certain. So no one's in the curtain. It can die at any time. To shine bright in the night when they tell you to go and hide. You are.
Here
Something New. That's the song title. This next one is To Be You.
Something new.
That ain't gonna do.
through the scenes, and now it seems the screen is torn. I got a warrant for the torrent and performing far from born. I slid into your kicks, I slipped and tripped them on the floor, cause everyone is their own ship, they burn and wash and leave the shore. Rest assured, left to find the cure for better or for worse, and clever over thirst, but never cease to work, cause that disease is set your worth. We get caught up in chaos you can't control. We check the polls, and it really seems that no one knows. No respect for region, chrome controls, go get you know. On the edge of dive, no use of dip, and the tips still go. Listen, no drifting, the far reminiscent, I'm missing those gone. It's giving the script all together on a mission to create where I'm drawn. Listen when I see inspiration, so valuable interpretation. Hey, respect your on vacation, take it to a list, never no limitation. Eat your expectations. We've been breaking barriers. The news is just another set with scripts and cameras. I'm trying to make the nation look like animals. I'm not a fan of fun, corruption with a capital. And see, either we need unity for humanity. Plan to be the best that you can be. We don't get insanity without saying humility without men. Pop off from likeness, cause we're the generation to be turning these tables. These jockeys love rooting, deep in the music, feel deep in the pocket. Shrugs coming up useless, corporations and toxic. People expand and build a world that we're proud of. Motivation and determination never changing the outcome. Why behind lies? Criticize while I'm organizing my rhyme lines. I don't know what it's like to be you. I don't know what it's like to be you.
I lost an arm midway through, guys.
Oh
No.
Actually, I unplugged myself.
Oh no.
But I laughed at the same time. Laughter and water.
You got water, that's right there. You need it? Yeah. Hey, where'd that yellow one go?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, can you change that right away?
No, like halfway through, it's too hard.
That could have been better.
This is another original of ours called I'll Be Ready.
First pack all my bags and go outside.
Bisect is watching. The Brett Anthony Rock Show just shared our video.
Wow,
cool.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Brett.
A lot of hearts and a lot of thumbs going up.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
We have one more original and then a cover left.
You play this, don't you?
And it's gonna be
I'm like, yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
I'm ready.
We feel you all in spirit through the live feed for sure. This next one is called Team Daydream.
Are you guys playing musical microphones?
Yes. Every time.
Yep. And a bunch of other people.
All right. Yeah, last year we saw Billy Pruitt perform at the Blues Festival
Cool, thanks,
in downtown Chicago. So
Sandy
very
Simon
cool.
said that it was beautiful too.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Really, really nice performance. You're going to have to give me the names of all those songs before you leave.
Okay.
I only got a few of them.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have 7 questions to ask.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through ladies first and then the guys, all right? Kimberly.
Yes.
Kimberly, your bio material, first of all, says that you were born in Aurora, Illinois.
I was.
And what made you move to Kenosha?
Well, I was 3, and
And you said, I don't want to go, I don't want to go.
no, I think what happened is my dad got a job in Milwaukee, so
Ah, I see.
But I was 3, so I don't know.
And you have a bachelor's in music from Parkside?
Yep.
Congratulations, that's nice.
Well, thank you.
And you like simple things, animals, chocolate, whiskey, and balanced meals. Do you balance your meals with the whiskey, or are they separate from each other?
I feel it's all together. You have to end it with chocolate, maybe some whiskey.
There you go, okay. And what instruments do you play? It says multi-instrumentalist, and we saw you play several instruments. Can you please tell us what you do play?
Yeah, flute. I majored in flute in college, so that's my primary instrument. Been playing piano and guitar since I was a kid. Just recently picked up the mandolin and other stringed instruments like ukulele and I don't know, but mainly for like the group guitar, piano.
And you also perform in the Kenosha's community band.
Well, Racine, their Racine community band. Yeah, I actually haven't been there this summer, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, doesn't that take time away from this group?
I don't know, Chase, does it? It does. No, kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like, it could. It's not that. I mean, they rehearse like once a week and then have like one performance a week. I don't know. So I guess it could. I just haven't done it because I work full time and then this is my priority. So.
And now it says here you've recently done studio recording sessions on flute for various artists.
Yeah, just kind of like local, like a friend of ours, Chad, he has his group, and he kind of like hired me, I guess, to throw some flute on his tracks, and yeah, just kind of when there's some homie in the neighborhood who needs a flute player on their track, they usually call me.
Cool. Now, you guys we met through Aria Ann. Does she bear any relationship to this group, or did she just happen to be at the Bratfest the same time that we all were at the Bratfest?
I'll have to go with that one.
Okay.
Probably the Bratfest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earlier, before we started, I asked about performing originals and writing them, and someone said that you write your songs together. So this is your first real question. Can you tell me about how you guys collaborate?
Yeah, so up until this point, it's been somebody brings in like a skeleton, and then everybody just kind of takes it and fosters it and makes it what it is. So like all those lines, like everybody writes their own like lines. Nobody's like, hey, like play that there. You know what I mean? Like it's all everybody, you know. Yeah,
they bring the chords and we fill it up.
There's a skeleton. Because, like, if you, I don't know, like, songwriting, if you get into a room and you're like, okay, you guys, like, what now? Like, let's have a G. You know what I mean? Like, it's very tedious and difficult. So it's like you kind of have to have, like, a structure, a set, something in mind to bring to the group. And it's like a presentation. And then they either glob onto it or it kind of gets pushed off. Or, I don't know. It's just kind of...
So one person in the group comes up with an idea for a song and puts something down on paper and then shares it with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
And so do the group members individually, kind of think about it and work on it, or do you guys actually sit down in the group and work on it together?
I feel like sometimes both. I feel like we've tried to do that, and it just isn't, it's not very easy.
To do it by yourself, you mean, right?
To do it, like, together, like, to sit down and try to, like, come up with a song together, like, that's not easy.
Not starting from scratch, but, like, when you bring something or whatever,
then
we all bring it, and then we kind of work on our parts together.
Yeah, and I feel like that we do, like, think about it. Like, after we, like, learn the song, then we're kind of, like, in the, like, driving in your car, you're like, oh, like, maybe that would be cool at that part, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we think about it, but yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Melissa Hartke.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Your bio material is very brief.
Yeah, I still am working on writing it.
It says vocals, viola, occasional percussion, member since 2013, one of the 5 original founders.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
I don't like writing about myself, so it's taking a long time for me to do that. I need help.
I know what you mean. So, do you write music also?
I do.
Okay, what is the best part of writing a song for you? Is it the writing of the song? Is it the performing of the song? Is it listening to someone else perform the song? Or is it something else altogether?
For me, when I write music, it's generally I'm processing something. So it's the way that I process life. So I think it's the writing itself and playing it just kind of, it's a release for me to just be able to kind of de-stress. Like I used to go in, when we were in college, most of us went to college together, I would go into a practice room by myself and just play like your basic 1-4-5, easy. And I would just sing over it until I found something that was easy for me. Now we all write music differently, but it's a great release for me, and I've gotten through a lot by doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Jana Rouse. I think that you was the last woman. Vocals, guitar, mandolin, occasional percussion, piano, and saxophone.
Yes.
She does play the saxophone for some songs too, just not any in this.
Yeah, it's too bad you didn't have your brass with you today.
I know.
You grew up in Peshtigo, Wisconsin, moved to Kenosha to attend Parkside.
Mm-hmm.
Majored in graphic design. Now you work as a graphic designer?
Yeah.
Which means what exactly? What does a graphic designer do?
Okay, so I guess I'm more of a production graphic artist. So I work on logos and do really fun stuff with screen print and embroidery for that company.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And what, can you want to give the name of your company a plug, or?
Triple Crown Products.
In?
Waterford, Wisconsin.
Okay, cool. And you played music on the side, so did you pick up a couple extra bucks, or was it just mostly like doing it for the heck of it?
Doing it for the heck of it, yeah. That's how I actually met. I originally started as like a music major in college, and then dropped the major because it's too hard to be a double major. It's like an art major and a music major, and then I kind of still played and still hung out in that area, and that's how I met most of these guys actually. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Remember when we had Rockin' Johnny on our show a few weeks ago? Do you remember what course he said he took in music? He took one course in music.
I don't remember.
he took it, and he said his friend told him that if you flunk it 3 times, by then you've probably really learned something from the course. I don't know if that applies at Parkside, but
It might
Never
have been,
flunked a class.
might have been,
before.
it might have been theory, Al. It might have been theory.
music theory? Okay.
Possibly.
Theory, yeah. It's fun, it's hard. No, I don't know.
And let's see. You play contemporary covers, praise, and worship music?
Hmm.
You still do that?
Yeah, I'd like to more. There's just not a lot of time to do stuff, you know. It's kind of like, this is a second job, so free time is very
Sure.
limited.
Sure. Well, that sounds like something you'd probably do in church, though, no?
Kind of. I don't really go to a church. I have more of like a home group fellowship type thing. And I would occasionally play music for that, but I don't always make it there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
It says you taught yourself every instrument you play?
Except piano.
You took piano lessons when you were little.
I never took piano lessons. My mom kind of taught me songs that she knew by ear, and then
I would say you're self-taught on piano too.
I suppose.
I would.
Well, you would say what?
She's self-taught on piano too. She would play with her mother, but you never had lessons or anything.
No, I never had any lessons except for saxophone. I did have. I've learned to read music for that. That's it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So my question to you is there any particular performer or group after whom you individually pattern your own musical stylings, and after whom or which the group patterns its musical stylings as a performing group?
Ooh, that's hard. We have a billion influences. It's like,
I feel like that's why, like, because we're a bigger group, so we all obviously are our own people and have a lot of
Yeah.
different interests and a lot of, we all even favor different types of music. Like, we don't all listen to the same stuff, so I feel like that's kind of something that
Yeah.
we each, like, bring.
we went
here.
through phases of like, there was a band called Joseph that we love for, like, we still love them, but they're 3 sisters who sing
Yeah,
together.
pretty much anything with two-part harmony.
Yeah, really, yeah, anything with 3-part harmony, and we just, like, we love harmony so much that we would basically kind of listen to it and sing it as often as we could, so there's just stuff like that, and then we like Fox a lot, and they have some really interesting song structures, and so I'm pretty sure we probably, yeah, a lot of different instruments, we probably gathered stuff from that. Personally, I don't really know who I modeled any kind of musicality off of, just because I didn't really start playing music by listening to it. I did learn to play guitar by listening to Green Day, but I don't really consider them an influence in music. So.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Sloan Hagen,
That's me.
how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I like that. Your sound, your that incredible dexterity you have with your mouth and your lips and the sounds that you were making during the performance.
I'm starting to get some feeling back.
Okay, it says that you're the vocal percussionist, so now I know what that means.
Yes.
And I was able to observe it during your performance today. And it says that you discovered vocal percussion, beatboxing, is that what it's called?
That's the street term, slang term for it, yeah.
Back in 2007. In late 2012, your good friend Maxwell asked you to do an open mic in Kenosha, and that's where you met these wonderful people that you are now working with. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And you officially joined the band in 13, and your rugged handsomeness was definitely an asset that helped open the door for you. Okay. And your influences include YouTube famous beatboxers, old school hip hop beats, chill vibes, and bits and pieces of dubstep and trap
I'm
music.
so stupid, yeah.
Can you give us some examples of these things?
A lot of the beats that I learned before this band were all just your, just chill hip hop, basic stuff. And then when I got here, Max knows a lot of different time signatures that I don't know anything about.
He knows. He
Well, I
plays
do
them.
now-ish, but it all started with just 4/4. Straightforward. Yeah. Yeah, now we're doing 5/6s.
Okay. All right, well, I got a question for you here.
Yes.
to your knowledge, would this group ever audition for something like America's Got Talent or some similar type show? Is it something that you guys have ever talked about, something that you'd like to do, something that you would absolutely consider to be abhorrent, or what?
As far as like a big show like that, I don't think so. I think we're trying to just branch out in the community right now. Kenosha knows us a little bit. I think we're trying to get to Milwaukee soon, and then Chicago down the road, just kind of spreading out. I don't think we're going to go the contest route. I could be wrong.
Every day my mom's like, I sent your video to
I
Ellen.
was just about to say,
Yeah.
that's the thing, like parents tell us to do, or whatever. I feel like they're always like, you gotta get on.
ABC today.
Yeah, those shows, but yeah, no. I think
We're more about trying to find bigger venues to play, reach a wider audience. Like we're playing Summerfest next week Saturday, so
Good for you guys. That's
stuff
cool.
like that.
Well, what happens if her mother gets lucky and Ellen says, "Send them out here"? You guys going?
Yeah, we love it. We love it.
We'll be first and last.
Okay, thank you very much, Sloan.
Thank you.
Maxwell Melendrez,
Yes.
rapper, cajon, djembe, and other percussion instruments.
Yep.
So, you are one of the founding members of this group.
Yeah. The first time we ever played together, it was 5 of us. It was the 3 girls, me, and then we had a different bass player. And then we played like 3 songs, 3 covers. It was called Coverfest. But then like in that same exact Coverfest, I played a set with Sloan and Kimberly, and we did like a rap thing, like Sloan beatboxed, I rapped, and Kimberly sang and played guitar and piano and stuff. And then, yeah, it was like not long after that, we were like, we should just combine these groups. Yeah, because we were both making up both groups, and then Sloan was really cool, and then he was super handsome, like we had said before. So yeah, all of the above, we added him, and yeah, me and Sloan actually went to high school together, and Andy and I have also went to high school, and even before that, together. So I've known a lot of these guys like most of my life, and then these guys have been like my closest, consider them more family than friends now, but since like the past 5 years or whatever.
Okay, well, what do you think about the influence of Hispanic culture on your music?
Yeah, Max, what do you think of that?
I mean, you're sitting on the box from South America and Africa, and I don't know what a djembe is, but I have to think by the sound of it that it's also...
Djembe is from Africa. This is from Egypt. This is the doumbek. I used to play djembe more as like a drum cafe. I still have it. I'd say it does. I don't know if it influences as much as some other stuff. I think the big part, like, yes, I'm using like some hand drums and like some different like out of the box, not really seen like in the realm, especially with Sloan. I feel like we're kind of more of a beat team, if you will. So I feel like we're more, as far as like the percussion of this group, I think we're more influenced by modern culture, like beats and stuff, like he was talking about. But I know how to drum and stuff like that. But like we're focused on like creating a bigger sound and grooving as a group, like together, because there's no drum set here, and we really pride ourselves on that. So yeah. So, but not to say that it doesn't. I would say like the horns. You know, Chase he was in a mariachi band for a little bit growing up on the come up. And so I would say a little bit is influenced by that, but not as much. Yeah, you know, but like...
There's a professor in University of Texas, I think he's in El Dorado, or one of those. I can give you the information. I can get you his name. He wrote a book on the influence of Hispanic culture on rock and roll. And he would definitely say that if you're playing a cajon, you've definitely absorbed the influence of Hispanic music in your music, whether you want to say so or not, whether you think that it influences it.
Next is Spanish.
There you go.
Melendrez.
It's a great book. I'll email you the name
For sure.
the author. And I have a question for you. When you folks write your own music, do you give any particular attention to putting hooks in it? We have an ongoing discussion of hooks on this show, and it is every different guest of ours has a different perspective on hooks. So what is, I mean, is there an interest, is there a focus on hooks? Does it ever come up?
No, but not a huge focus that I know of.
You want to answer the question, please?
Yeah, dude.
I don't think we deliberately try to put a hook in. The melody comes as it comes.
Yeah, it's
And
just like,
it's
this
more
is a
about
song
what's
that needs
appropriate
a-
to the song. But I think there are artists who value a hook for good reason.
Well, when you think you put hooks in, where do you put the hook? Do you put it in the bass line? Where do you put the hook?
It'd probably be in the vocals, I guess. It's not in the bass.
By vocals, do you mean the melody or do you mean the words of the tune?
What do you?
Well, you said vocals.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, do you mean the melody that the vocalists sing,
Yes.
or do you mean the words that they're singing?
Definitely not the words, the melody.
Okay.
The words are kind of tricky. It's hard.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think we're like a hook-based group by any means.
Yeah,
Okay.
our songs average 7 minutes long, so
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a-
lots of
They
changes.
meander and change.
Yeah.
We like
Well, they're
bridges.
very pleasant to listen to, I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Andy Jepson, bass?
That's me.
All right. I'll give you another shot.
Hello.
Andy Jepson is a multi-instrumentalist, so what do you play besides bass?
Guitar. I've been playing guitar for 14 years. I started when I was quite young. I was self-taught for the most part. Studied for 3 with a man named Jeff Clementi out of Racine.
Okay.
And then I've been playing bass for like 5 years. And this group is what introduced me to bass.
It says you're a self-taught producer?
Yeah. I also have a home studio. So I work on a lot of different projects.
What you working on now?
Right now, there's a new project called Black Beacon Sounds, and we're working on a full-length LP. And
Is that this group or some other?
it's 3 members of this group. Max, the percussionist, plays full kit in that group. So no hand drums, which is unique for him because this is like most of our time goes here. Chase plays his horn, played a little trumpet too, and then Kim has played flute in the past, hopefully in the near future. And yeah, so that's all self-taught.
Okay, well, what software do you use?
My DAW of choice is Reaper because it's free and it is very. It's a good easel. You can fill it with what you need to fill it with, and it's sturdy, and I never feel hindered. And then for plugins, I use a lot of Waves products.
Okay.
So like a lot. Yeah.
Andy's also, we are recording right now, like our group, and he's
Yeah.
producing.
Right.
Cool. Very cool. Well, I got a question for you here if I can find it.
Sweet.
Even though you answered a question previously.
Can I answer a second?
You got a second question here. Okay, this is not as sophisticated, but when you are at home, in your room, or in your car, or wherever it is that you can be alone and listen to whatever you want to listen to, what do you listen to? What genre do you enjoy? What artists do you enjoy?
I love a lot of different types of music for a lot of different types of situations, but driving and listening to music is huge. I love that. I love a lot of progressive music, so long-winded, 13-minute tracks, 20-minute tracks. I love ambient music too. That one I definitely listen to alone in the car, because there are artists like William Basinski. There'll be tracks that are 45 minutes long. It's one loop, and it kind of creates this space, and I love listening to that. So yeah, there's quite a few. So progressive music, ambient music, those are the 2 big ones. Rock and roll. Rock and roll is always good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
And Chase,
Yes.
how you doing, man?
Thanks, Al.
You're not getting off so easy.
That's a good one, Chase. That's a good one. I like it. It's great.
You are a brassy young man.
Thank you.
So tell us what instruments you play.
My primary is trombone. I've been playing that for 14 or 15 years, and then along the way I've picked up trumpet, and then that's really it. I mean, I can play piano, I can play guitar, but nowhere near the level of these fine people. Yeah, and then this thing. Yeah, the glockenspiel. But as I'd say, seriously, only trombone and trumpet. The other ones are all just kind of for fun.
Okay.
And I guess glockenspiel is pretty serious too, because you guys just saw me do it.
So you did a heck of a job.
Yeah, thank you.
Does this group, if you feel that you can answer this question on behalf of the group, have short-term or long-term goals? And if so, can you tell us, if you can tell us, what they are? Where do you expect to be? Where does the group expect to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Okay, I got this. So, I think in short term, we would like to get our album finished. I think I think it could take a year or more, but I think that's short term for us. And then long term would be to play more shows in the area, become more well known, then kind of start doing tours in maybe the Midwest and maybe out east and out west. So I think that is a very general and safe answer.
Okay. Thank you very
And
much.
also true.
Yeah, also I guess it's true.
Okay, very good. I got one more question. Whoever wants to answer it among you can do so. If someone were interested in retaining the services of this group, are you guys available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, circumcisions, corporate affairs, anything along those lines? And if so, how would people contact you for that?
We love playing events. We love when people hire us to play events. We love it. No, so like Facebook, we all will see Facebook. If you message us on Facebook, we will all see it. The website, we have a website, wearetheoscillators.com. Drop us a line on there. Again, we will all see it. We do have an email, wearetheoscillators@gmail.com. So pretty much any form of social media. You can tweet us. We might see it. I don't know. Max, are you going to check it? I don't know. But yeah.
Don't tweet us.
But like for weddings, I mean, we really like doing weddings particularly because we kind of provide like a full package. Because me, Melissa, and Jaina could do like the ceremony. We'll do like, here comes.
While you walk down the aisle
Yeah,
and stuff like that with your
for,
friends.
and then for the
Reception.
it's the big group. And
Yeah, we
like
party.
we play like less, or, like we do have we know a lot of covers too. Like we probably know like, I don't know, like 30 covers, you know, I don't know.
We could do 3 hours of music for you.
Yeah.
We could do free, not
least.
repeat anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so we love doing weddings and stuff. We've done a few weddings
We just played
already.
a grad party last weekend.
Yeah, so we work like that, and we also do shows. We actually play wherever. We do benefits, we do parties, we do weddings, and we are like really specific and unique. Like we learn like daddy-daughter songs.
Yeah,
Like all of the, like we know what comes with weddings now. Like we learn all that stuff for you.
Well, we take
You know, that
requests
kind of
too.
thing,
Like,
yeah.
well, like we like is there a song that you like wanted us to learn for your big day, and they'll
Yeah.
tell us and we'll learn it.
Cool. No circumcisions?
Never come.
No, yeah, never. I'm not ruling it out, but
It's never
it's
happened
not
before,
in.
so.
Do you guys have tuxedos or formal attire, or do you rather go casual to a wedding?
We do. We suit up.
Do you?
Yeah, we suit up.
Yeah, we played an awards ceremony a couple weeks ago, and we
like
were
my time.
all fancy.
All right. Well, I want to thank you all very much for appearing on In a Nutshell today. You were very enjoyable to listen to. Your music is very, very cool. And you're fun to talk to and hang out with, so thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
We'll
for
let you
having
know
us.
when this is going to be on there. Good day, and how in the heck are you? Welcome to the latest and greatest installment of In a Nutshell. Today we have the honor to have visiting with us in the In a Nutshell studios at Comcast, a gentleman who is referred to us by Maggie Blues Chick Aliota. So Maggie, if you're out there listening, thank you a million times over. You're a sweetheart. Maggie is our bona fide official talent recruiter, and she's been on our shows many times already. She's always welcome on In a Nutshell. Today's guest is a transplant to Chicago, having been raised, I guess, pretty much down in Mississippi. He came to Chicago to go to school. He stayed here for a while, and now he's dedicated most of his professional life to the blues, and it has propelled him on a career across the country and around the world. So, Johnny Bergen, welcome to In a Nutshell. Would you and each of your accompanists just state your names, the name of the town in which you presently reside, and maybe like a sentence or two about yourselves. Do you think you could do that?
Sure. My name is Johnny Bergen. I go by Rockin' Johnny. I'm currently living in Petaluma, California, and I'm playing the blues all over the world.
My name's Steve Doherty. I'm from Beloit, Wisconsin, and I'm still in the process of trying to figure these things out. Guy Fiorentini, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I play as much as I can.
Okay. Well, we'll start with the first tune off my new CD. This is a song called Neoprene Fedora. I always say this song is kind of like a plate of 3 different tacos. Like you've got a carne asada, you've got a taco pastor, you've got maybe a chorizo. You've got 3 different tacos. So this is kind of a surf kind of a thing, but it goes through 3 different grooves.
I think I got hungry. All those tacos.
Yeah. No. Good song for all the blues lovers. So it goes like this. I don't want to get married. I don't want to settle down. I don't want to get married. I don't want to settle down. I don't want to work no job. I just want to roam around. I was married one time, but it didn't end well. I was married one time, but it didn't end well. No matter what I tried to do, she raised all kinds of sound. Couldn't be beat. Yeah, I had a sweet long home. My woman couldn't be beat. I left Chicago town, I was burning under my feet. Thank you. You know, I forgot my harmonica. I think it's over there.
Okay.
Could you grab it, please? I'll have it for the next one. Not the next song.
We're gonna have to do that one again, man.
No, that's cool.
That was a take.
Yeah, well, that was good. But I've got this for later. I'll need it for later. kind of absent-minded sometimes. F-sharp, Smoke and Mirrors. This next song, I did the music and my friend wrote the lyrics. This song is called Smoke and Mirrors, and I've been playing this all over the country, and everyone can really relate to it nowadays. So it's a sing-along, so I guess if you're listening, you're just going to have to sing along in your car or whatever. So we're going to start it out. You know how somebody comes along and they make all kinds of promises to you. They say everything's going to be great. Then it turns out when it was all said and done that it was nothing but smoke and mirrors. Anybody know what I mean? Yeah. So this is all you got to say to that. You ain't nothing but smoke and mirrors. 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 You said you were the one who could get it done. Now I see you are having your fun. Draw me in near and near. You ain't nothing but smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing, smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing, smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing, smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing but smoke and mirrors. You said things would be great. Yeah, things would be fine. All that you were doing was wasting my time. Couldn't see it first. Things got clear. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing. Smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing but smoke and mirrors. Said the trust in you, I sure enough did. I believe in what you said, but that ain't what you did. No, it ain't. Draw me in near and dear. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. Smoke and mirrors. You ain't nothing. Smoke and mirrors. Thank you, thank you. I hope everybody was singing along out there. All right, so I did on the CD. I did a few Zydeco's, and I really can't get really the flavor of the Zydeco without the accordion and the rub board, really. But I'm going to do one of the songs that on the CD is kind of like a Zydeco, and it'll probably come out a little more like a blues here. That's okay. It's key C. I'm so in love with you. She said, Johnny, I'm so in love with you. There ain't nothing in the world I wouldn't do for you. You want me so good, you never loved before. You want me so good, you never loved before. Well, the way she said that she had to go. go to B flat. This is another more of a kind of a more of a modern blues tune that I wrote and put it together. 1, 2, 3. I used to think that I was a king of Division Street. Now I'm playing some dime just to get a bite to eat. What's the talk of the town? That kind of talk don't remain. I used to have a chunk of money. I'm looking at the couch for change. Now I see my life's enough for me. I'm not proud today, and I'm falling at the DMV. When I come home, I'm going to an empty bed. The sounds ring so loud, seems I couldn't understand. Now I see my life's enough for me. Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you're starting out and you're in your 20s and you think you're a big star, man. Anyway, that's what that song's about. So,
all right.
What do you
Get
think?
the yellow egg when the time comes.
What?
Don't forget the yellow
Oh,
next time.
I think we passed it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Can you overdub it?
We could. Which song? Which song? is
Anything works in Photoshop.
All right, let's go to E. E? Yeah. There's another song. It's kind of like Lonely Lonely Nights. It's a real blues performance. Please tell me what I can do just to prove my love to you. If you can't trust me again, just let me be your friend. Please tell me what I can say to make you feel go away. You've always been my only one. Baby, you are my rising sun. That you're everything I need. All your illusions will fade. I will be happy the rest of our days. Let me think it one more time. That was another Zydeco. You got a picture like a Texas dance hall with the accordion and the saxophone and all that stuff. But hey, we're playing it, man.
Awesome.
We're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you, man. I'm having a blast.
Good.
Everyone here is too that's watching. They keep telling them, we're liking it. That's what they're screaming on here.
We're liking it.
Thank you, Marcia Mariners.
Blue thumbs.
That's right, blue
Yeah.
thumbs. Yeah, and hearts.
Okay. Now this is a kind of a modern song. I just wrote this song. It hasn't been recorded yet, so this is a teaser for my next effort. So whenever in the world it comes out, run out and buy it, please. When you've been mistreated and cast aside, sometimes you feel like you ought to die. I'll ease your mind and pick you up off the ground. You're gonna be alright when the blues man comes to town. When I do my work, I have perfect control, and I won't stop till I satisfy your soul. I'll ease your mind and pick you up off the ground. You'll be alright when the blues man comes to town. When the lights come on and it's time to go, you'll be at peace as I ride down the road. It may be a while, but I'll be back again. And when I do, I'm gonna take you to be my friend. When the blues man comes to town, come here, guitar. You'll be alright when the blues man comes to town. Goodbye, Chicago. Chicago. I got to leave you now. Oh, goodbye, Chicago. I got to leave you now. I'm going to California. I got to put you down. Everybody knows Chicago has got to set their ways. I don't want to live in Chicago for the rest of my days. You were the home of the blues. Memphis and St. Louis stole the crown. They played great blues in Europe and California. At Chicago, I got to put you down. And the south side is almost through. On the north side you'll always be a white boy, no matter what you do. Whoa, goodbye Chicago, goodbye to all my friends. I'm going to California. I got to push it down. I lived and played in Chicago back before 1992. I played with a lot of great blues men, and they taught me what to do. Yeah, goodbye Chicago. I have to call some of their names, man. Tail dragger, some are living and some are gone. They'll always live on. Eddie C. Campbell, Mary Lane, Easy Baby, Big Mojo, Willie Kent, Hubert Summer. Little Arthur Duncan, Dave Myers, Louis Myers, Big Smoky Smothers, Little Smoky Smothers, Bark and Bill, Jesse Fortune, many, many, many more.
Excellent performance, man. Thank you so much.
How about it for these guys?
Guy Fiorentini and Steve Doherty. Thank you very much. Steve is on the drums and Guy is on the bass.
Woo!
And you guys just make magic together. Really, that sound was fantastic. Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
I don't know. Okay. You know, Maggie Eliota referred you to us earlier this year, and I communicated with you, and you at that time were leaving for California, and you said that you'd get back to us when you got back to the city, and you did. Thank you very much for that.
My pleasure.
And is that when you were doing some recording out in California?
Well, I moved out there in September. I had been going out there since about 2013, playing with a young harp player named Aki Kumar, who's doing very well out in that area. And we have a really good team called West Coast meets Chicago. And we've done a lot of good touring all over. So I started playing with them in 2013, and every time I went out there, once or twice a year, it kind of got bigger and better. And even once I got there, I would get gigs when I was there. I'd have 4 gigs when I left, and end up doing 6, 7, 8.
That's
you know,
great, yeah.
And everyone, it seemed like the people were just waiting on me. They just liked it. So finally, he got me a really good show in September, and I said, this time I'm going to drive out there and stay. So I did. And sometimes it's just, I love Chicago. I love the Chicago blues artists. But sometimes it's time to break new ground and make a footprint in some new markets and really expand in some new places. So it's just about expanding.
Cool. Makes sense to me. Now, I understand that you were born and raised in or about Starkville, Mississippi. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
And then at some time you moved to South Carolina. Is that correct? And then finally you came to the University of Chicago for your undergraduate work.
Right.
And did you finish there?
I did.
What did you study at the U of C?
English literature.
English literature, okay. No music over there?
I did take harmony, and I don't think I've ever worked so hard for Bailey, you know. I don't think I've ever worked, I mean, I just worked so hard. I got a B- or C+ or something. But a friend of mine once told me, after you failed harmony a few times, you really know your harmony.
I believe that. And I read somewhere that you while you were at the U of C, you worked at the campus radio station. Can you tell us something about that experience?
Oh, it's really fun. You get to just do what you want to do. I started out in the rock format, but I kept playing blues records. Then I went to the jazz format, and I kept playing blues records. And then finally, I got a regular Sunday night on the west side with Tail Dragger, a great blues singer. And my show was on Sunday night, so it's like I could be a DJ or I could be a musician. I think being a musician is way better than being a DJ, personally, for me. Obviously, we need each other.
Absolutely.
DJs need musicians and musicians need DJs.
That's absolutely true.
You know, I had a regular Sunday night, or played every week. I mean, that was great. That was like the greatest thing that ever happened. So couldn't miss that. So that was the end of my DJing career.
Hey, we're getting a signal.
Marie Coletta from Great Britain said, next time let me know if you come again.
I promise.
For real. You
I
should.
promise.
She's serious too. She's
I'm
really
serious
awesome.
too.
Thanks, Marie.
I
You
let my
rock.
fans know when I'm
You
coming.
rock, Marie.
You'll always be able to contact
Thank you.
her through us. So
Yes.
we'll let all of our fans know. Okay, then after you graduated, you played like you were just describing with some local musicians, and you gained some prominence in the local blues community to the point where you were recruited by Delmark label to make a couple albums with him. Is that all kind of maybe sloppily put, but basically correct?
That's what happened. I got on Delmark, and some of my favorite records were on Delmark, like Magic Sam especially, and the first Jimmy Dawkins record, and of course Hoodoo Man Blues. I mean, Delmark made some great blues classics, a lot of them. And I first recorded as a sideman for them in '92 when they'd sort of taken a little hiatus, and they came back when they had their own studio. So I played with Big Wheeler and Jim Lee Robinson. A lot of, they're both passed now, but they were very good at what they did and had something to say. And I was just trying to be quietly indispensable, is the term, I think.
Sure.
I was just learning. I was just doing my best. I was just grateful for the opportunity. And then I started working with Jimmy Burns, who's a great singer, at a place called the Smoke Daddy. We started packing the place every Monday night, and Bob Kester came and heard that and signed Jimmy after one set. So that record did very well, and he kept coming out to hear us. And he kept saying, well, if your vocals are any better, I would do you too, And obviously, the reason he wanted to do it was because I had a young crowd and we were packing this place, and anybody's going to think, hey, maybe we can sell some CDs, like if we make a CD, these people are all going to buy it, So anyway, I don't know if my vocals got any better or not, but he eventually decided to go for it. So
that's a good story. Good story. Now, I read an article that indicated that you had plans in 2015 for another album between yourself and Aki Kumar, the gentleman you mentioned a few minutes ago, to record a double bill CD with split vocals like Buddy Guy and Junior Wells used to do. Is that now what's become Neoprene Fedora?
No, Neoprene Fedora is all about me. But there will be a West Coast meet Chicago Rockin' Johnny Aki recording in the near future. We're going to do a 45. We recorded some music in Sweden when we were on tour there, and we'll do a 45 and see how that goes. And we're a good touring act, so that's like one separate product. And then Neoprene Fedora is Rockin' Johnny Bergen. And finally, I wrote like more songs than I've ever written. I collaborated with all kinds of cool California people, because that was kind of the point of moving to California, was to play with all these great people out there and make new fans. So I played with all kinds of people like Alabama Mike, Aki's on there, Steve Willis, the accordion player with Elvin Bishop, and Kid Anderson. And so it's just kind of a cornucopia of sounds and genres. So I tried a lot of new things. But stay tuned, the Aki and Johnny product will be coming out. So, and I'll try to bring him here. Maybe we can do an Aki and Johnny thing one day.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love it. In the meantime, the music you played today, which is mostly music off of your new album,
All of it. It was all off the
was fantastic. I mean, it's totally enjoyable, so that was great.
Thank you.
The last tune, however, on your new CD, well, now, first of all, are you fully imbued now into California culture now that you've been living out there since September?
I've been living there since September, but I got there in September, Then I went to Europe for 2 months, and then I was there for a month, and then I went on the road for 3 months, which is the longest tour I've ever done. I went to Russia, I went to Toronto,
Cool.
I went to Minneapolis. I drove through the west, through the south, and then up central Illinois, then Chicago, Minneapolis. Took a few plane trips to Canada and Europe, and then drove back through Nebraska and Utah.
Nice tour.
So that's the reason I mention it, I guess, is I really haven't been in California very much since I moved there. So I'm still learning where places are and who people are and all of that, because it is a very different place, but I enjoy it a lot.
Well, every once in a while, if you miss Chicago, I know that there's Vienna hot dog stands out there. So
Yeah,
that you
but they
can.
cost like $14.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
And I noticed that the last tune on your CD and the tune you played today, "Goodbye Chicago."
Maybe I should have called it "Goodbye Chicago Hot Dog."
Aw.
I know, it is sad. Well, there's some criticisms of Chicago, but I still love Chicago, and I tried to mention all the people who taught me in Chicago. I left out some, like Sam Lay and some other really people who've just been so important to me, people who gave me a chance. That all happened in Chicago. I mean, I wasn't born in Chicago, but Rockin' Johnny, the blues player, was born in Chicago and will always be part of Chicago. So I love it. I kind of feel like some other places have kind of stole Chicago's crown as far as like blues tourism prominence, and I think that's kind of a shame. And there's a little criticism in the song about that, but I still love Chicago, and I love a lot of the people there. And I've had many good years here. I've lived here since I was 18 years old. I'm 47. So
It's a good stretch.
yeah, I mean, so it's a criticism, but it is a loving criticism. I mean, it's
Sure.
and I think 28 years or so. I mean, I have a right to be critical at this point.
Not the only one leaving Chicago, I'll tell you that.
And I hope I always come back, man. I mean, it's there's still a lot of great things about Chicago. So
Every day in the paper, they have another article about we're the only state in the union that have more people moving out than moving in. So
well, these things are ups and downs. I mean, when I first came to Chicago, every day was like Christmas to me. I got to go see, L.V. Banks and Eddie Clearwater and all these amazing artists just every night. I think I went out every night for several years in a row. Just about every night, just being around. And that's sort of like my career kind of happened by being around. So, the blues scene has changed everywhere, not just in Chicago. So maybe I'm being a little harsh, but you guys can judge for yourself.
I remember the first time I ever heard of Zydeco myself was when I heard Bobby Dylan was getting involved with Zydeco. And since then, I really haven't heard much about Zydeco. What inspired you to include it in your new album?
I started listening to Clifton Chenier, and he was so bluesy, and he was playing some of the same music that I love on guitar, playing it on the accordion, like Robert Jr. Lockwood kind of chordal things. He was and he was playing like Robert Jr. Lockwood and Little Walter. He was playing the exact same lines, and except it was on accordion with a different groove. And I was just going crazy. And my mother lives in New Orleans. She was from Macomb, Mississippi. My father was from Starkville, and Macomb is very close to New Orleans. And she lives in New Orleans now. And I hear good Zydeco there, and I like the party feel good aspect, because I want my music to make people feel good.
It does, I'll tell you that. Neoprene Fedora album is on sale. It was created by Johnny Bergen, released March 15th of this year on the independent label, and it's available wherever outstanding music is sold, electronically or music stores.
CD Baby. Wait long enough. It's on CD Baby. Come to your Rockin' Johnny Bergen. CD Baby. Or you can get it on RockinJohnnyBergen.com.
Or you can contact us and we'll let you know, or we'll get in touch with Johnny for you.
How do you spell Bergen?
Burgin.
So it's ROCKINJOH.